Hello and welcome back to another edition of Alternative Programming. I'm your host, Jackuwarz. This is a show where we take a topic, then we talk about it. The gameplay in the background, we have some Gran Turismo Sport. Yeah, it's been quite a while since you've seen this game on my channel. Back in the days last year when I was doing streams of this game. And we'll just give you a single race here. This is me in the Peugeot RCZ in the Group 3 class. We're at the Nurburgring Grand Prix races. This is the daily races from nearly over 2 months ago. This was held around the week of June 11th. That was the day that I recorded this. But anyways, main topic of this video. Last time we did a franchise retrospective on the Tekken and the Dragon Quest series. Well, if you want to call it a franchise retrospective, it was just my takes on the franchise, as I had next to no knowledge on either of those franchises. But these next three franchises that we're going to cover in this video, they're going to be a lot more nicer for me in terms of familiarity. And that's going to be the Mr. Game & Watch, the R.O.B series, and the WarioWare series. Actually, when I lined up all the franchises that were from Super Smash Bros., those are the three that I kind of overlooked. So we'll start with Game & Watch. I think the best way I can tie in my experience with Game & Watch isn't with the series itself, but with any of the Tiger Electronic games that I was ever given to for Christmas. I think it might have been a good example. This was Christmas of 2005, or with that year. I was very much expecting a Nintendo DS that year, and then I didn't quite get that. Instead, it was a Teen Titans Tiger Electronic game featuring Cyborg and Robin. And so, yeah, I didn't quite get that. It was one of my more disappointing Christmases during my childhood, but it makes up for it the following year, 2006, where I did get a Nintendo DS Lite, and we also threw in Mario Superstar Baseball and Star Fox Assault. So there's a happy ending there. But back to Game & Watch. At this point, it's more of a novelty to have games that look like that are essentially moving pixels, or if you want really, I don't even know if you want to call them pixels, but just little entities like on a calculator. So to see that we have some sort of semblance of that with the special editions of Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, just last year. That's something, but nothing that I ever had the need to go out of my way to collect. So there's some novelty to really old school technology such as that. So that's all I really got for the Game & Watch. It's there. It had its short times, in the early 80s, I believe, maybe even sooner than that. It really helped Nintendo find its way into the market of video gaming after selling Hanafuda cards. So this next series is not really a series, but just the peripheral that was from the NES days, the robotic operating buddy R.O.B. So we all know that there's only 2 games from the NES that were compatible with the R.O.B. It was Gyromite and Stack Up. Just recently, I decided to watch a speed run of Gyromite, and it's got to be one of the more interesting speed runs ever. Because if you decide to do if you try to speed run with the R.O.B. peripheral, then it adds a challenging layer of challenge. I mean, you can easily just cheese Gyromite just by having the second controller as part of some sort of like pedals or something, or just hold both controllers in one hand, because player 1 just uses the D-pad and maybe the start and select buttons, whereas player 2 controls the levers that move up and down with the A and B buttons. But the real authentic way to play Gyromite, you gotta play it with the R.O.B. And what makes playing with the R.O.B. so challenging is, of course, R.O.B. takes a little bit longer to hit the levers and press the A or B buttons, because he has those little top thingies that he pushes up or down on the buttons, therefore. And on the speed run, that's quite interesting, because in the speed run, you have to just do everything very specific, and you just have to know all the levels beforehand. and essentially practice, but I imagine the gap in nailing down the timing on each top isn't something. I just know that the most interesting thing about a Gyromite speedrun is at the very end, and that's you can simply just knock over one of the spinning tops to shave off some time. You don't have to spend all that time having Rob pick up the top and then putting it away. He just goes out and just knocks over that one. And that's another thing too. There's also a little motor on the side of Rob, where if you get one of the tops, you can have it spin, and then if you want to try and get both buttons pressed down, you have to spin one of the tops, have that so that way it's stationary on one of the buttons, and then you get the other top, and then you have Rob press down on the other button. So there's not very many levels in Gyromite that requires you to have both buttons pressed down for Rob, but there's that. And so that's all I got for the robotic operating buddy section. I want to take a little bit more attention to the gameplay here. This is actually one of my more proud moments. The last time I had a big Gran Turismo session, I think I did have some more footage of this race, but this is just to keep this video short. I just picked this one race to commentate over here. So Led Zeppelin, I tried to pass before getting to Led Zeppelin, a second place driver right here, but some driver ahead, a bunch of letters I can't really see on the previous section. Tried to get past him, but kind of washed up my corners. Didn't have very good exit speed. It's kind of the most important thing about Gran Turismo. You gotta get those exit speeds. Otherwise, the guy behind you will get that instead, and he'll pass you, which is what Led Zeppelin ended up doing here. And so now, I can't find a way past him. These two guys got the bottom covered off quite nicely, or I'm just not being patient enough and just waiting for them to go up the track a little bit for me to get them on exit speed. So the thing with this race at Nurburgring, it is a mandatory thing to come into the pits for one change of tires. I'm running on currently the soft tires, and I do have to swap over to the medium tires sometime before the end of the race. Otherwise, I get a 1 minute time penalty, which when we're in the race, you kind of don't need that. So most of the strategy for this race is to just split the race in half. Come in at around lap 5 to swap over to your other sets of tires. If you're also starting the race in the back or middle of the pack, you should start on the medium tires. Just get those weaker compounds out the way at first, and then you finish off the race with your better compounds. And so I did a little strategy here. I come into the pits one lap before the 2 leaders do, and just swap over to the mediums. I feel I wasn't going to make any ground on them unless if I break away from them and be on my own part of the track, so I can set up my own lap times. And so that was my strategy heading into the pits. Even though I'm onto the medium tires, I still make it work out here. So we'll let that do its thing. We're going to talk about the Wario franchise now. Not just the WarioWare franchise, I'll also throw in the Wario Land series as well. So interesting enough about the Wario series, it has the honor of, for the Virtual Boy, it has the best Wario, not just Wario game, but it has the best game on the Virtual Boy, Wario Land or something. And that's something. The only problem is it's on Virtual Boy with the red and black colors. So never mind about that. I didn't hardly play that many Wario games. There's a few good ones that came out on the GameCube and the Wii. I played Wario Land Shake It all the way throughout and enjoyed that. There's a WarioWare on the GameCube, which was also great. Never really paid too much attention to that game, nor the WarioWare games, the micro games. There is a new game coming out later this fall, I want to say. It's WarioWare Get It Together that's coming to Switch. I'm hardly interested in that game. I'm kind of hoping that we get another Wario Land game in the fashion of Wario Land Shake It, because that was hands down one of my favorite Wario related games is Wario Land Shake It. So there you have it. I really don't have anything else to add to all these franchises that I just retrospected on. We have covered every single franchise from Super Smash Bros. That has been introduced into the game as of before the Final Fighters Pass. So I think I want to wrap up this video just by walking you through this race. So all the leaders, everybody in front of me, have pretty much pitted. I think there's one more car that hasn't pitted. He's just going to go one more lap around here and then pit. And so let's take a quick attention to the cars pitting. And remember, we pitted right behind Led Zeppelin, and we're going to come out. Led Zeppelin's going to come out right there. We're side by side. And so now he's on one lap fresher tires than me, but that's hardly an issue as of this moment. Led Zeppelin's still warming up his new tires, so I gotta make a move here, and I just send it up into this corner, and we're by Led Zeppelin. Now, a bunch of letters guy, the other American driver that was ahead of both of me and Led Zeppelin. He was something happened to him, and he fell behind Led Zeppelin. So this is gonna be. That pass was for the pseudo lead once this Canadian driver comes into pit this next time, and I'm gonna be able to drive away here. As you can see, I usually when the car behind just stays behind the car in front. 50% or most of the times, it just means that probably that car in behind is faster, or maybe it's just because of the slipstream, maybe both. But point is, once we get past those cars, we were able to just pull away like it's nothing. So we had our fun with those drivers. It was a good race, but now we must bring this home and get ourselves a Gran Turismo victory. I wasn't able to get one of these on stream, but here's one for you guys in video form. And I do want to say, when I'm done with alternative programming, we're done with the franchise retrospectives for this segment, and of course NASCAR Fantasy, that has a good 2 or 3 weeks left. 2 or 3 months left. When I'm finished with both these series, I would like to come back to streaming, including Gran Turismo Sport, and just go back to some fun stuff that I did late last year. So I decided to cut the rest of the race. It was just me time traveling the last few laps of that race and show you guys that we won that race. And also I'm trying to get my driver rating up. I got my safety rating where it should be at like 99, but I'm stuck on the B rating, and sometime after this I do go up to the A ranking but back down to the B, just because because Nurburgring is one of my better tracks, and any other tracks is just it depletes my driver rating. So I do need to learn the other tracks, and I feel like I'm capable of doing that, and see if I can't be a consistent A-rated driver. So that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Alternative Programming. Next time, we're not doing a franchise retrospective on any franchises that have been represented in Super Smash Bros. Instead, we'll do some others that I've had actual experience with, like the Call of Duty franchise, and then after that we'll do the Tetris franchise. So look forward to those two in the upcoming weeks. Take care, have yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you next time.